in. Hey, what's up, everybody? So, we're gonna wait till people get in so we can start talking about this show. Mm, 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 mm. What is? How is everybody doing? Into the pain. Hey, y'all. How are y'all? We're gonna let some people get in. We're gonna start in about 10, 15 minutes. Hey, Kay. How are you? I hope y'all have seen this. If y'all haven't, it still can spark some discussion. Um, how are y'all doing? What is going on in your life? What is going on in your life? Damn. Other than COVID-19, I ain't trying to talk about that shit. Tired of hearing about COVID-19. Fuck Corona. Hey, Miss Diamond, about to eat lunch. Watch platform after your last live. It was good. Ow, did you live for it? I live for it. Thank you. I got this from Eloquy. They closed Eloquy in the mall by me. I'm so pissed off. I love Eloquy. It is a plus size store, and they closed it. I hate that. I work in a hospital that does rule out for COVID. Yeah, sorry. But thank you for your work. Thank you for being on the front lines of this. I hope that you are taking care of yourself and self care. You know, as a trans woman on the front lines, taking care of cis people, I know the irony of that is kind of, but thank you for your work. Thank you for putting yourself on the line. Thank you so much. After the pain. Did y'all watch the Betty Wright Unsung? It went viral the night that it came out. Yesterday? Was it yesterday? Or Sunday? No, it was Sunday. Yeah, Betty Wright. A clean up woman. Ow. Yeah, I can only imagine. Um, no pain, no gain. Miss Rona is getting the girls all the way together, baby. Right. I was telling my friends as a gay man, I should only have to worry about not catching Madame Holmes in Venice. But now Miss Rona tried it. Right. We call it a house in Virginia. Come on through, Deshaun. Worried about everything. And think about if you already got a house in Virginia, girl. What if you already got a house in Virginia and Rona trying to come move in, girl? You ain't got time for all that. Ain't nobody got time for all that. No. If you don't go sit down, Miss Rona, girl, don't nobody got time for you. Honey, we like sweet brown, baby. Ain't nobody got time for all that, baby. I got bronchitis. Hey, Bruja. How are you? Oh, I sure don't have time for it, honey. My lungs is bad anyway. I am fat and out of shape. I cannot breathe good. I don't feel Miss Rona. I can't deal. I can't deal. I don't have time. I got me a cute little If I can find it, where did I put it? I don't know where I put it, but I got me a cute little mask, a little black mask. It makes me feel like Katana with my tits out, wearing it out. Hey, Miss Marissa, how are you? It makes me feel like Katana walking through because it's black and it covers this whole thing. I had posted it on my Instagram. It is so cute. I want to be dazzling. I want to put some red lips on it and put rhinestones on the lips. Where did I get my mask? Well, because of capitalism, my corner store up the street had pre-ordered a big box of black masks and they're selling them for $8. They're exploiting us and word it out. And also, Rona is messing up my dick. Baby, Rona is messing up all the dick appointments, but they are not stopping trying. I can't say that. They are not stopping trying. They are hitting me up saying, oh, can I come through? And I'm like, nigga, I am not meeting no niggas in the middle of a pandemic. But send me them dick pics. But I'm not meeting you, boy. I'm not meeting you. I can look at your dick pics though. But they still trying to come through. So it ain't stopping nothing. It ain't stopping nothing. Oh, because they sure hitting me up. Right, for future dick appointments. Let's set the appointment now so I know. Because, baby, when Rona is done, I'm going to be on the dicks like this. Bam, 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 bam. Wearing it out, honey. Probably 2 at a time. Unbothered, honey. I'm gonna be on them, child. Cause for me, dick is my self-care, baby. Self-care. Quarantining that dick in this pussy. You mad or not? Thank you for helping me gain the courage to come out to my friends and family. Oh, that's so sweet, Samantha. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing that. I hope it went well. I hope you feel good about yourself and you feel the weight lifted off you. Oh, I'm so glad to be a part of that if I helped in any kind of way. Thank you. That's so sweet. Oh, Lord. So, how have y'all been having fun during the Rona? I've been having, actually, it's been cool. I've been recording a lot of music. Y'all want to hear some? Let me see if I can play some. Let me see what I want to play. I don't know what I want y'all to hear. Do I want to show y'all that? What is something up tempo? Oh, I don't want to show y'all that yet. My SA notifications are going crazy during the runner. What is SA? Sex addiction anonymous? That's what that is in my mind. That's where sex addicts go to. Seeking arrangement. Is that an app? I ain't never heard of that. Is that for the straight people? Is that for the cisgender folks? Only thing Sex A I know is the Sex Addicts Anonymous. Sex addiction. Come on, sugar babies. I know that's right. I've had the same sugar daddy for about 12 years, so I don't have, and he looks out for me. He always looks out for me. He ain't rich, but he got a little business that got him, a little coins, and he always look out for me. I wish I had a rich one though. I'm essential, so that means that only work, no fun. Oh yeah, that sucks. But thank you for your work. I was telling Kay earlier that I appreciate y'all being on the front line, especially as queer folks. I know a lot of times as queer folks, motherfuckers throw us away and don't be worrying about us. And now that they're in need, we gotta stand up and kind of take care of them. If you're an essential worker. So I know the irony is kind of smacking you in the face. I tried to get a sugar daddy until he tried charging me. Oh no, not charging you. You look beautiful, Diamond. Thank you, Quiana. Is that how you say that? Quiana Lake. Thank you so much. Seeking arrangement banned me because they found my Eros ass. Yes, get your coins, bitch. Get your coins. How did they find your ad? And what that had to do with them? See, that's weird. How the seeking arrangements? How they gonna be a site for sugar babies to connect with sugar daddies and not trip and be tripping about Eros ads? That's crazy. That's wild. I don't understand that. That's lame. They search users' photos. Oh wow. Who got time to do all that? The owners? The owners search photos? That's wild. Well, I haven't had no ad up in years. I ain't had no official ad, like advertising ad up since '09. Yeah, '09 is the last time I had an ad up. I did no. That's a lot. That's when I last time I officially was working as an escort. There was a time, maybe a year and a half ago, where I had traveled somewhere and I was going to be there for a long time. And I was like, oh, let me just put an ad up and see, what kind of coins is out here just to see, since I ain't got nothing to do. I got this hotel. Somebody paid for this hotel for me because I was there doing an event. Let me see what it gives. Baby. Taking the calls, taking the calls and negotiating and the bullshit that I was so used to dealing with when I was a full-time escort, I don't have the patience anymore. I don't have what was in me 10 years ago to deal with the negotiating and the appointment taking and the conversation and that I don't have that in me anymore. I took that ad down so quick. I didn't make no money because I didn't have, it was so annoying for them to be calling me and me having to negotiate rates. And, all I got is this. All I got is, oh, baby, that burned my pussy, as Mia would say. I was over it. I don't, back then, it seemed like it was nothing to me. It just seemed like, oh, that comes with the territory. But now that I'm older and not in the business, bitch, I could not deal with it. I was so annoyed. I was cussing niggas out. I was over it. No. I was over it. So I did not do that. Would you ever do a video on the tricks of the trade of escorting? Would I ever do a video on that? So, God, I hate that I always have this response. Anything that I would tell you would be outdated. Because my time in the business was between 2004 and 2009. 2004 to it's about 5 years of when I was in the escort business heavily. So during that time, that was pre 2008 crash. You see what I'm saying? Now I can give you some tips on how not to get locked up. I can give you some tips on how I can tell you what I did, but it's gonna be out of date now, I think, because like there's so many things that have changed in the business that's different. Even the amount people charging, even the people. So understand, like Butch Queens have flooded that market. Once Butch Queens found out that they can dress up as girls and make money, it's a million of them posting ads. So the whole market is flooded. Flooded is different. It's really hard to find a real trans woman if you're a client, because there's so many people who are kind of getting in and out of geese just to make money. So the market is flooded. It's the amount of money that the girls are making now is totally different, in the amount of money that we were making before, because it was beautiful money before. But from what I hear from the girls who are in the business, it's just the heyday is over. So it's a little different. We had sites like Craigslist and Backpage and Eros and, all these things and avenues that, brought clients to us. And so it's just a different, we didn't have FOSFA laws and CESFA laws or whatever the laws are called. We didn't have all that shit. So it's just the tactics are going to be different now. So it will be out of date. It will be out of date. Let's see. I only use it during the summertime when I need a little extra money. Yes, get your coins as it should be. And the truth be told, if a lot of broke dudes on SA hold on, gotta scroll down, on SA who report you because you won't do free business. Like, why are you on a site, on sugar daddy sites, and you're not a trick? I don't get it. Am I confused about how sugar daddy and sugar babes work? Maybe I'm confused. What do you think about religions? Be more specific in that question. What about religion? Would you ever do a video on the tricks of the okay, I already got that. A lot of time wasters. It can be literally take months to find the real deal on there. But when you do, child, yes, as it should be. Let's see. That should be a paid class. Yeah, I can do a paid class for it. Yes, this would be a great podcast. Yeah. For like my patrons. Yeah, where they don't have to pay me directly, but you have to be a patron to hear it. That's a good idea, y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Deal said 40 now for everything. Exactly. I'm not doing $40 for nothing. When you can get on it's webcam sites, you can get $40 so easy. Who the fuck is doing all that work for $40? Fuck out of here. The Butch Queen lure dates using fish picture, yes. Do you have any ghost stories? Explain ghosts. You keep asking these questions that you're not explaining. You gotta be more detailed. Do you have any ghost stories? What is ghost? What does that mean? Are we talking about Power? Because I don't watch Power. Are we talking about getting ghosted? Like, what's that? So what is the main platform people use now? I really don't know. I haven't been in the game for like 10 years, so I don't know what the platforms are. Thank you, Miss Andrews. How are you doing over there? Mo say, is there even one? Probably not. Shit. I don't know. I'm sure it is. Hoeing is still going on, bitch. Hoeing is still going on. Hey, Dame, this look is everything. Slap me with this blouse. Yeah. Do you believe in Christianity? Do you believe what the Bible says? No, I'm not a Christian. So none of that. Yes, I knew you would like it, Deja. I knew you would like it. This is Ty from the old Intrans Heart videos. Neon, Nefertiti Dom, that's her. I knew you would like it. I knew Brandon would like it. That's not his type of deal, but I knew you would like it. Unorthodox is really good. I'm going to get in that conversation soon once we get done talking on the chat. $40 won't even get you conversation. $40, but what can $40 get you as an escort? Like, what are you paying $40 for? Like, $40 won't even pay your phone bill. Will it? Is there phone bills out here still for $40? Like Boost Mobile or something? Or like, is it $40 phone bills out here, like Cricket or something? I don't know. It's like I don't know. You can't get your nails done for $40. I guess you can you? Not nails that I get. I can't deal with it. I can't deal. I can't deal. So $40 is not, it just $40 economically does not do anything for me. Like if you got 100, I guess I can let you come in and you can see me strip for you. Oh, um, what else? Ghost stories. Did you ever see a spirit when you were little? Oh, ghost. When you were a child, I saw a ghost in my bedroom, like a paranormal story. Hmm. I am not. I don't think I can see. I don't think I see visions. I don't think I see ghosts. I think I dream. I think I'm clairvoyant. Is that the word? My dreams tell me things. My green dreams sometimes tell me the future. Make sense? I don't think I've ever seen a ghost. My paranormal type thing is my dream kind of, or supernatural thing is my dreams sometimes tell me the future. Um, yeah, the new way is OnlyFans. They watch you online. Yeah, I don't know. I feel uncomfortable getting naked with people watching. I'll get a with a live person. Cool, we can get naked, but recording it and it's always on the internet. Oh no, that ain't in my ministry. I couldn't. That's why the game is different now. I couldn't be like a that. Even like I remember I had an X tube. Like I still got X tube videos of old ones, but I was just dancing. I wasn't just fully naked, dick out, jacking off or some stupid shit like that. That ain't in my ministry, and it never will be in my ministry. That feels so weird and awkward. Even if I'm doing it for a one-on-one with a person, so weird and awkward. If you're listening and you're watching, thumbs up. Um, um, no. To whistle on that dick. Whistle. I used to love Entrance Hard. Yes, they just started doing drag and got Ty started doing drag and she got out of the flow. And we when we were doing it, we were living together. So she moved into her own place, and girl, the girls be tired. So she got out of the flow. Hey Diamond, do you ever do part two of the story about your dad? Part two. There is no the same situation is going on. Um, if you don't know what Farah is talking about, the very first episode of Marsha's play, the very very first one is called Daddy's Lesson, and it's a story about ancestor DNA and my dad and gayness and transness and my mom. It's just a long story about fucked up story about our relationship and things being revealed that I didn't know and blah blah blah. So if you haven't listened to that, our very very first episode is called Daddy's Lessons. Go check it out. There is no update. It's still in that same situation. Yep, mine is Boost Mobile, but not my nails. Yeah, my nails ain't it. AT&T pay as you go, $45. Okay. But that's still not 40. You still gotta come up with five. And if you fucking with a nigga and you still gotta come up with five, you shouldn't be fucking with him. A nice lunch maybe. You can barely get a top off Fashion Nova for $40. Exactly. Fuck that shit. Ain't nobody trying to do that. Um, we on a family plan deal. I can fuck you for $40, please. I can't fuck you for $40. Yeah, I'm not at all. What up? Joe from Detroit. Hey, J Dub, Detroit. How is Detroit doing? What y'all? I know it's a lot of black folks up there. What's happening? Tell me what's going on in Detroit. You're great at deciphering other people's dreams. Yes, absolutely. Like when I hear dreams, it's something about. I think my connection to spirituality is through dreams. So yes, that's in mind. You can't even buy half a ounce of weed for $40. Exactly. Um, I regretting shooting with black T girls. Yeah, I never. They always felt predatory. Like black T girls always felt predatory. They always hit me up because they would see my ads, and when I would travel wherever they were, they would hit me up. But I don't know. I felt like they were white people trying to benefit off the backs of black trans women, and I didn't like that. I understand the girls who did it, but it is what it is. Nowadays, you have to have several hustles at the same time: camming, sugaring, escorting. Yeah, that's true. Um, if you're in the sex work business, 40 sex is not my ministry either. Yes, I'm a deacon in that cam ministry. Wear it out. Um, Hey everyone, I hope everyone is feeling good and staying safe with COVID-19. Hey, Lady Scorpio. Yes, if you are listening, I see 22 people. If you listening, thumbs up. Why do I only got 5 thumbs up? Do y'all watch Cherry Boom? The Boom Bam Boom. I live for her because she be on her shit talking about she'll cut it off. Oh, y'all don't want to get no likes? Why are y'all watching if y'all don't want to get no likes? I live for her. She is funny. She is a character. Um, but yes. So have y'all watched Unorthodox? It seems like it is not a good movie, but one of my friends who I like their taste in movies was watching it and saying good things. And so I was like, oh, well, let me go look at this because I was skipping it. And I went and looked, and it was so good to me. It was so good, Unorthodox on Netflix. So let me give y'all who is let me give y'all of what it's about. So it is about a girl named Etsy. Esther. Her name is Esther, but her nickname is Esty. Um, she is in the Hasidic Jew. Yeah, Netflix has been wearing it out. She is a woman raised in the Hasidic Jewish faith. And so she lives in Williamsburg, New York. And anybody who knows that Brooklyn area, a lot of Hasidic Jews live there. So like Williamsburg, Borough Park, um, Crown Heights. Brandon. Brandon, you know what? This is so you gotta follow Brandon. You gotta follow me on Twitter because when I'm actually watching the shows, I'm actually hashtagging the show that I'm watching. And so I'm giving commentary as I watch. I usually do that when I'm watching something new. I'm usually putting my thoughts on it. I don't really have a set time because I just kind of flow with whatever my life leads me. Like now, I didn't know I was gonna do a live, but I felt like doing it. so, um, so yeah. So I usually, I'm sorry, Williamsburg. Yeah. So those places in Brooklyn, like Crown Heights, Williamsburg, um, and Borough Park. I think isn't it Borough Park? Isn't that where Super Kitten Boots? Isn't it Borough Park? Oh, y'all want me? Have y'all watched Sabrina? I like Sabrina. I'm caught up on Sabrina. We can talk about that. Um, but anyway, so those is the Hasidic Jewish community, and her name is Esther. And so, I don't want to ruin everything for y'all, but I'm not gonna give any spoilers. I'm just gonna talk about some of the things that I think about. Um, so, come out, Carrie Trapshaw. Ow. I love that name. Um, so she is in this community, and if anybody knows, Sabrina is the shit. If anybody knows, that community is really religious and patriarchal based, and I've 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 watched other documentaries. Now this is a fictional one, but I've watched other documentaries about people who are trying to leave that life, who are trying to leave that community and take their children, and like the dudes will like go find them and abuse them and kidnap their kids and take their kids and really harass and terrorize the women who are trying to get out, and even the men. Like if it's queer, like I know a trans woman who left that community, and it can get ugly, like especially if there's children involved. Usually not. A lot of times they'll just disown you and disconnect from you, don't help you on your own in the world. But if you got kids involved, they will come try to snatch. If, like, say a woman is in an abusive relationship, she'll go and take the kids somewhere. They'll try to come and take the kids, snatch the kids, and be shady as fuck. And in this show, in Unorthodox, you see, how the culture is. One of my favorite scenes is when SD was about to get married, and they brought that lady in to teach her about sex, and she didn't even know that she had a hole for sex. She said, "I don't have that." She said, "I don't have what you're talking about." She was like, "Yes, you do. Go in the bathroom. It's a hole for your pee, and then it's a hole for the stuff that you're gonna do when you get married." And she went in the bathroom. She didn't even know. Think about how oppressed you got to be to not even know that you got a hole for that. That was wild and crazy. And so, and how she was explaining it and how she was talking about it, how she, the teacher lady or whatever, the lady, the expert coming to teach her how to have sex. It literally was not centered in her pleasure at all. It was literally not centered in her pleasure. It was all about making a baby and his pleasure. Making him, one of the words in the show was making him feel like a king. And so she was kind of with a whack ass nigga. Where did she think her menses came from? I have no idea. She was 19, and I'm sure they taught her how to take care of that, apparently. But I don't know. I have no idea. It's strange. But when they were talking about it, to me, her husband seems like a fucking, he's not an alpha male. He's like I don't want to say weak. He's just not an alpha male, okay? He's not weak. He's just going with the flow, kind of like her. So think of two people just kind of, that they, first of all, the marriage was arranged, that they arranged the marriage. Her mother has a beta male. That's a good word. That's a good term. Yes. Her mother has some history in the community too. Apparently, in the beginning, you learned that her mother, in the beginning, you think her mother abandoned her. That's what they told her. But later on, you find out that it was not that. So in the conversation, you really learn how they are just going through the flow. They're not teaching them about sex. They're not centering their pleasure. The whole thing of a wife is to make babies and please their husband and make him feel like a king. That shit is weird. That shit is whack. That shit is late. And she was going with the flow, but then he was bringing his mama and sisters into the business. And then when she found out that she was they were supposed to have sex, so they got married or whatever. And it was painful for her, so she couldn't really finish it because it was painful for her. And so she goes into the situation um, feeling like, I just gotta fuck you. Like, because he was going to his parents and going to his mama and telling that we didn't finish, we didn't do it. And there's a scene where they first have sex and it works. Like the first time she let him finish, because at first it would be too painful and she would tell him get up. And so in between the time that she let him finish and before that, it was her like just complaining, and he would go snitch and go, not necessarily snitch, but go and talk about it to her parents. And his parents don't even like her like that anyway. So they're already judging her. Her parents would come. Her mama came to the house. His mama came. Think about your mother-in-law coming to the fucking house to drop you off some lube since you complaining about the pain of sex. Here's some lube for you. Your mother-in-law. If you don't get out of my motherfucking business and out of my bedroom. So they finally get it to working. They finally get working and she gets pregnant. And it's time for her to tell him that she's pregnant when she gets pregnant, and just time for her to tell him why he asked her for a divorce. And so that sparks her to run away from the community, and she hits it and goes and find her mother. And it's just a really, really good story about a woman trying to find herself in a really, really oppressive patriarchal community. Really, really oppressive patriarchal community. And, I thought it was a really, really good show. So we can talk about it again later. What else? Literally in a world controlled by men. Let's see. And so I don't want to go into the details because I don't want to ruin the end and stuff for y'all. So I want y'all to watch it. It's really, really good. So what do y'all like about Sabrina? Has everybody seen Sabrina? What do you think about the beauty community? Like plastic surgery in faces are totally normal now. It's getting more popular and more normal and extreme. Noses, big lips. As a trans woman who has had surgeries, I can't be hypocritical and judge people. I wanted a more natural human being look, and so yeah, like I've never got a nose job. I've never got like lip injection, shit like that. I've never done shit like that. But these just didn't grow out of nowhere. My body, like it's just, it would be hypocritical for me to judge people getting surgeries. I think if it makes you more confident and it makes you feel good about yourself, have at it, Hoss, as the Young Turks, as Zink from the Young Turks will say. Have at it, Hoss. Do what you got to do. That's nobody's business. It does get, when it gets to like the Little Kim level, when it gets to where you losing legs and when it gets out of control to where you're so deformed that it's interrupting your day-to-day life, that's when I get concerned. When it's like super animated, and it not animated to the point, I'm talking about animated to the point where it's affecting your life. Now, if you just animated and it's not affecting your life, that's on you. That's what the looks you wanted to go for. But I wouldn't trip about it. That's none of my business. Most people don't know how their body works if they haven't been taught. Absolutely. Super kidding. I remember it took me a minute to learn. I knew how to douche, but finessing a douche. Like when we talk about anal sex and getting your body work, I knew how to douche, but I'm talking about finessing it. Like, I don't know the details of that. And I didn't want to fucking ask. My friends were young too, but I didn't want to ask e- everybody what was going on. Um, so it takes a minute because that's such a personal thing for you to learn about it. It's just different things. Yeah, I would, but I was older at that time. I'm talking about when I was younger. When I was younger, you know, I didn't, but I also wasn't having sex. So that's another thing. I wasn't as sexually active as I got older, but I still had questions. Still had questions. So yeah, I would have cussed her ass out too. In a world controlled by men, I would think you couldn't get divorced in those communities. If a man wants to get divorced, yes. If a woman, no. It's interesting that the Church of Night is the antithesis of Christianity, but still patriarchal as fuck, just like Christianity. Yeah, I don't know anything about the Church of Night. Um, Anything that's rooted in Christianity, like Satanism and stuff like that, that's still rooted in Christianity. That's all weird to me. Diamond, you talked about the Hasidic Jews and the sex work community in New York on your post reviews. Can you elaborate or refresh that info? It's nothing to refresh. Like they, just like any other community of men that pretend to be straight, there are straight men in the Hasidic Jew community that come and pay prostitutes and pay escorts, and they're just like any men. They under just like Christians and deacons that's cheating and sneaking. They do the same thing. Religion, somebody asked earlier, what do I think about religion? I think, a lot of stuff, people were born into these things, and it is a source of self-righteousness, a source to make people on the outside think that they got it together. And then I think some of them it works for, not just men, but I think religion helps some people be better people because they're following the rules. But I also think it helps some people, they hide behind it. Like they're doing sneaky shit, but in front, they're just performing their religious governance. They're performing it. They can give you the praise, worship, and hey, and shout. They can give you out. They can perform religion so well that you think they're this Christian person, they're this Jewish person, that they're following this doctrine, but they're really not. There's some that are just really not. Um, just don't pump silicone. It's been banned for a reason. So as a girl who got silicone, I understand the concern, but I had a positive experience with silicone, and so I'm never gonna down it. So you're not gonna hear me saying, "Ooh, go get silicone," but you're not gonna hear me saying, "Don't go get silicone." Do your research, get your right person, and do what you gotta do. Um, Fantasia Royale, I don't know her, but I know plenty of people with ridiculous titties and body. um, Hell, I still don't know how to have sex. Just turned 38 and a guy has never made me orgasm. Well, you might. Are you talking about like a guy has never made you come from your front parts or your back parts? Because some people can't come from their back parts. There's some people who can, but some people just can't come from their back parts. It's just like a vagina. Like some women come from oral and some women come from penetration stimulation. Some women can do both and some women can't do both. Like if you talk to them, they'll tell you. And so I've never met nobody that fucked me so good that I could come out of my front part. I ain't never met that. But I have seen it happen in person with people. And I've done it to people. So I know it can happen. But as a person who loved dick, who's been getting dick all their life, Ain't nobody ever made me come from anal. Um, you have to stimulate my front, baby. I feel like you were one of the first people to teach me about dishing. Oh, good. Hope that your sexual partners enjoy the newfound education. What advice would you give a 14-year-old, your 14-year-old self, if you could go back and tell yourself, my 14-year-old self? Um, I was in a total different place when I was 14. My mother was deep in her addiction. I was going through a whole different stage of life. I was in group homes. I was, um, what would I tell my 14-year-old self? This, it sounds so cliche, but it gets better. It gets better. Like, don't stress too much about this. You're going to meet some great lifelong friends. You're going to, you're going to have it's going to be a difficult life, but the good are going to outweigh the bad. Um, don't stress about this shit that's going on right now. Oh, the Church of Night is the Sabrina Church. Oh, okay. Let's see. Duh. I was thinking, somebody asked me about religion before, and I was like, what? And I was thinking about real religion. But the Church of Night, yeah, I don't like how it is patriarchal. I don't like how it is patriarchal but I would think that it would be because Satan is a man. But I would think it would be a little bit more free because the sins would be freer over there. Hmm. I love the sisterhood. I don't know. That's kind of that. The fact that it's patriarchal is kind of strange. It should be matriarchal. Um, but I do like how they have Lilith represented at least. There, I mean, yeah, but that doesn't mean that there won't be bad effects. Yes, but I've had my silicone for 12 years, and based on what my doctor's saying, they're like, it's no problems. So I don't know what's gonna come later, but that can be with anything. That can be with implants. That can be with any kind of surgery you have. That can be with your natural body. When you get older, shit's gonna start breaking down and happening. Like, you can't avoid bad effects of anything. I'm gonna have bad effects for eating how I have eaten for 30 years, or now almost 40 years. So you can, yeah. I'm never gonna be a person that dogs silicone ever. You're never gonna have me. You're never gonna hear me dogging silicone at all. Silicone changed my life. I do want a little silicone, just a touch. Yeah, if you go to the right people. My personal favorite is Dr. Malena. So do your research on him. And I have been I've been going to him I haven't been in years now, but that's my main doctor. Neither every sexual encounter that I've had has been horrible, even during my whole days. Oh yeah, I wouldn't. Mm. I'm trying not to miss every comment. I remember sitting around and wondering what was the big fuss about. Well, I did. Yeah, I think their sex is supposed to be good, and it is good. So I hope that you find somebody that is willing to explore your sexuality with you to give you a better experience. It's not meant to be in the human body injected loose. Yes, there is no research that can speak to doing seal. Actually, it actually is a practice, like in lips. Um, um, yes, you can talk to doctors um, who use fillers in a way in medical grade silicone. So I don't know what you're talking about. Um, Dr. Liam in Dallas is one of them. Um, yeah, silicone's been around for years. Like, and I'm not talking about in like black market silicone. I'm talking about with doctors. So I don't know what you're talking about. Um, you had just met me at 14. I think I met you well before 14. I think I met you was 94. I met you 13. I think I was 13. Um, but actually I was probably like 15, or by the time I was 18 and started having sex, I was knowledgeable about it. Yeah, I didn't start having good sex until I was like 22. I had okay sex in my younger years, but good sex about 22. Should a woman pay on a date? Not this one, but if she wants to, yes, she can. She should if she wants to pay on a date. Um, yeah, I'm old school. I like traditional men. I like men who like to provide. I like men who, when they ask you on dates and plan the dates and pay for the dates. Yeah, yeah, I like that part of the romance process. Um, so if a guy doesn't like to pay for dates, I wouldn't be somebody that he would pick. But there are women who wants to do it. Actually, yeah, something being banned. Um, it's not. I don't know what you're talking about. Like there are doctors who use silicone in lips. Dr. Liam. Like I'm not lying to you. Like it's not. Yes, it's how you use them that is illegal. It is how you use them. I've been talking to doctors about silicone for 20 years, baby. You're not gonna tell me something I don't know about silicone. How you use injections, the way you use them is illegal. And what you use. You can't use industrial grade silicone. That's illegal. Procedures in hotel. No, I'm not talking about people. I'm not talking about. Okay, yes, whatever you. We are not talk. I am not talking about people at hotel rooms that got jugs. that got jugs of fix a flat silicone that you put on cocking. I'm not talking about those people. I know doctors who use silicone for procedures. It is what you are using that is illegal and how you are using it that is illegal. Hey everyone, I wish I could be with you all. I'm working. Yeah, working sucks. Hey Coco, I'm still gonna do a show on Friday. Um, I know that's yes, I know silicones are illegal. How you use them and which ones. Let that shit go. Get BBL, fat injection transfer. It's cheaper now. I haven't had issues with my seal, but people ain't good, people ain't good, and they aren't safe. Yes, it's not me undermining that silicone isn't safe when you're getting done by wrong people, bad things, blah 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 blah. I'm not undermining that, and as I said, I'm not a person who is going to suggest somebody to get silicone, but I am also a person who is not going to say that I had a great experience with my silicone. Your silicone always looks so natural done, but I had a great experience with silicone. Um, yes, he is in Texas. He's in Dallas. Um, um, but Dr. Liam usually does it with lips. He's not pumping somebody's titties. He's not pumping hips. He usually does it with lip augmentation. How is your cousin in Mississippi, the one that outed you in the club? Oh, she passed away years ago. Bonnie Louise, she passed away. And what happened to your mom's boyfriend that influenced your thoughts on fear? My mom's boyfriend that influenced my thoughts on fear. You got to give me a little bit more details on that one. Um, both options I always hear about. Um, yes, I think you're talking about my younger brother's father. I think. I think you're talking about that show that I did about him, how he feared me when he yelled at me when he was abusing her. Yes, 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 yes. So yes, that was my youngest brother's father. He is still in my youngest brother's life. I don't talk to him. I haven't talked to him in years. He's still trash. He is the old trash now. So yes, he is old trash. Um, we don't talk. I haven't talked to him in years. But he's not my youngest brother's father. He's my middle brother's father, not my youngest brother. My middle brother's father. Yes. So, what y'all think about Prue? Prue is definitely my favorite character in Sabrina. Prue, I love fine ass Ambrose. Ambrose is so sexy and fine. I love when they get him naked down to his skivvies. It's sexy as fuck. I love Aunt is it Zelda. Now Helga is the heavyset one. I like the aunts, but Zelda is my favorite. Of course, Helga is funny, but Zelda is hilarious. Just because she's so prim and proper, but she's about it. Do you have any positive type father figure? Yes, yes. I have had tons of positive men and positive father figures in my life. I grew up in my younger years in a group home, but prior to that, my youngest brother's father, not the middle father, but the youngest brother father, Robert, I love him. He's the one who I call dad now. Um, has been always positive, always that type of person. I love him. Um, and then men and me when went to a group home, the men in the group home, it's like three of them that are still in my life that have been father figures, teachers. I had a not all. mm, like some of the husbands of my female teachers have been in my life for years. I could call them and talk to them about situations. Um, yeah, so as I've gotten older, I still have those people in my life, but I haven't had any need for a father figure. But I also have a friend, he's a gay male friend that is older than me, who is like a father figure to me. He's actually the only rich person I know in my life. And I actually met him through YouTube. Yeah, he years ago. Um, he is a great friend. He's he just always looks out for me and always is there to support me and just be when I needed somebody who my mom was hood, and because I was a little bit more my mother was infatuated with my beauty and my transition. And so when she introduced me to people, it was always about my beauty. It was always about um, how well my transition went. So she didn't really value like school. She didn't really value um, my aspirations in academia. She didn't value those things. Like she didn't come to my graduations, all of them. Like she didn't. When you hear my mother bragging about me, it's about my beauty. So that's something that's important to her. So I needed somebody. I wanted in my younger years somebody that valued my intelligence, that saw the value in intelligence. And even my younger brothers, they feel the same way. We've talked about this. She doesn't like you tell her you made A on a test or you passed this hard ass class with flying colors. My mother's gonna be like, oh, that's good. Oh, you look so pretty today. Oh, where you get that wig from? She ain't go. She go dust all that shit down, and it's not just me. It's she does it to my brothers too. So that's just her. I don't know if it's. I don't know what it is. I don't know if she sees the value in it because she didn't get past like 10th grade. Um, I don't know. I don't know what that tea is, but I wanted some. My father, on the other hand, is an overachiever. He has 3 degrees. So I always, the reason why I yearn for a relationship with my father is because he knew the value of those things. So I wanted that proudness for him. But once our relationship dissipated, um, I got that validation through my teachers. I got that validation through my social engagements. I don't. Oh, thank you, Kay. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, yeah. So father figures you came later. They came through older queer men, older or some proximity through a woman that I was cool with, like my teachers' husbands, shit like that. Even some people that I worked with. There was some jewels that I would find in my workplace. Prue is a new love of my life. Reminds me of Lisa Bonet, the original and forever love of my life. I like Prue's character. I think she's beat. I love that they went with the platinum finger wave look on her. I thought that's beautiful. Um, who else? I never liked the main character of shows like this. Like I always like the secondary character. I don't dislike Sabrina, but like when we talk about like Origins of New Black, I didn't like Piper. Like I didn't dislike her, but girl, you are not one of my favorite characters. Um yeah, I usually don't like the main character in shows. She does get on my nerves. I understand her in some ways, but she does get on my nerves. Yes, absolutely. What is your viewpoint today on TES women telling their T on dates with a man? Can a trans woman have sex with a man without telling him? Yes, she can. She can have sex with him without telling him. It's not safe. It's a dangerous situation. Um, Telling your T on dates with a man. Um, I just don't recommend that. I don't recommend not anymore. I can't. That's one of the. I've lived. I'm a trans woman that has lived, and so I don't like to tell girls what not to do because some of the best moments of my life was with a man who didn't know my T, and it would have ruined that if I would have told my T. Um, and I knew the risk. Like, yeah, I have lived and I have experienced all those things. And I can't tell you that I would go back and change them. As a grown woman now, as an older woman, as a who has a little bit more to lose. Not that I didn't have nothing to lose in my younger years. I'm less risky. I'm less risky. I'm less infatuated by the idea of a man. I done had a lot of dicks. So when I was younger, it was like, ooh, I didn't have access. It's not like when like a cisgender woman who goes through life and men is just chasing her, da 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 da, da, and she has access to whoever she wants. And I don't know if this is a fat phobic conversation, but think about if you were fat your whole life and you got skinny and you start getting access to a different type of man. Is that fat phobic? I don't know. I'm just trying to give y'all something to kind of relate it to. Like if you were fat all your life and people were treating you bad and you had a different access to a certain type of man, but then something happened where you get a fit body, you start working out or whatever, and then you start getting a body that is more universally acceptable, and so you get a different access social capital for different type of men and you're not used to it. And so for me, as a trans woman, when I was younger, it's not that I didn't get men when I was younger, but there were some dudes that I didn't have access to because I was trans. I had some fine ass men, but there were some men that I just didn't have. And if a girl is telling you, oh, I can have any men that I want, she's lying. There are literally some men who, because you're trans, you don't have access to them. And so when you get older and you start to be more passable, and you start to be more passable, and your physical is attractive to men, and you learn that you could not say anything, and you know some tricks where you can play a little bit more games, it's very tempting. It's very tempting. It's very and I can't say that I didn't succumb to those temptations. Think about it. If somebody teaches you that you can have sex with a dude without him knowing you're trans, think about what doors that opens in your younger years. Now, I'm not tripping about sex. It's not worth the risk now. But when I was younger, it would be dudes who were so fine I would meet out. And I knew that if I told them my tea, it would change the whole dynamic. I just wanted that dick. So I would, younger, I would take the risk. Let me see. Think about the shit they don't tell you. Think about the shit they don't tell you. What you mean by that? Now that there's more visibility, do you feel it's harder to not tell a man? No, I still can. I still get through. Niggas still don't know. So I don't know. I don't think your passability is based on the norms of what cisgender look like. So it don't matter how visible a trans woman is. It's like, it's just different. More visibility, they have more of the lingo. Yeah, more visibility changes. The antenna goes up. They're asking you questions like, do you have kids? And as a woman who is knocking on 40, I'm 39 now, most women my age have children or there's a problem. So they're asking you how many kids you got. You got kids. They're asking these little tricky questions to figure out if you're trans or not. More guys are more aware. Yes. Yeah, I think there's some guys that's more aware with the visibility. But if you look the part and you're blending, it doesn't matter because there's more cisgender women out here than us. We only are a small percentage of the population. So you're not going to run into trans women often. What do you tell the people who are saying that it is lying to men or tricking them is bad? But I think too it's okay, but not tell them because obviously they like me. That's a tricky situation. It's a tricky situation. That's a tricky. I don't know about you seeing me. I don't have a mask on. This is my face. I can't take it off. This is my body. I can't take it off. You seeing who I present, the woman that I am, is not me lying to you. This is who I am. Now, if you didn't ask me, was I trans? And we just go with the flow, I'm not actually, I'm omitting. I'm omitting. So you can play those kind of games. But I'm more concerned about the trans girl. I don't care about niggas. I don't give a fuck about dudes' feelings. Dudes lie to you. Dudes will have fucking gonorrhea and nut in your mouth. Niggas will do, they will rob you. They will have a million baby mamas. They will have a girlfriend. They will lie to you so quick to get some ass from you. Understand. Thank you, Cammy. Thank you for your donation. Um, they will do all kinds of shit to get ass from you. Directly lie or omit or indirectly lie. So I don't give a damn about a nigga's feelings when it comes to telling tea. My thing is the trans woman. So what I always say, you want to be safe, so make sure you control the environment. Make sure you got your guns ready. I got my shotgun locked and loaded, period. Already ready to go. I got knives under the couch. Knives is everywhere. I got stuff ready for if something happens. You have to be safe, but also if it's just a hookup, it's just a hookup. That's when I would do it. Like it's just, or you trying to make some money real quick. Look, I feel like, that's the game. You trying to make some money real quick. Nigga talking about, oh, I give you $100 just to suck my dick, and we at the strip club, and you just want some head. Give me my $100 first, and then I'll wear you out. I'm out. You get what I'm saying? If you're trying to survival sex work, I'm like, go for it. But just for you as a woman, don't play that game with motherfuckers that you might fall in love with. Don't play that game trying to turn a nigga out into some love shit. You feel what I'm saying? Don't play that game, because then you're wasting your time. Because if he doesn't know and he likes you, it could turn into something whack and you just wasted your time. Now, if you're just trying to get the dick and be out, that's when I would play those games. I wouldn't play the game when I'm trying to find love. If you're trying to be serious with a nigga, let him know up front. Don't even waste your time. I'm not even talking about him. Don't waste your time with not tell him. Just go ahead. You feel what I'm saying? Don't waste your time. Now, if you're just trying to hook up, trying to make some money real quick, be safe. We know the risk. We can't say we didn't know the risk. So yeah. That's what I feel about that. I don't care about dudes. Love yourself and protect yourself. Absolutely. Who else? They don't tell you they married, right? They don't tell you they have kids. They don't tell you they have no money, no plan. Exactly. Exactly. I don't consider men. Men have too much privilege for me to consider them in their feelings. Sorry, they just don't. And how dating and the world of getting to know people is set up. It's set up in their favor. So them getting got in any kind of way, I'm not tripping. You should have been more diligent. Trey, like when you down in Daytona Beach party and them niggas say, oh no, I don't need to see no titties, I need to see the pink. They more diligent. You ain't titties don't fool me. I need to see the pink, baby. I need to see the puss. I need to see, you get what I'm saying? But even then, it could be a trans woman too. But you should have asked more questions. Usually, if you ask me if I'm trans, I'll tell you. But if you don't ask, now, I hate when they first put me on a high horse when I tell them they let me fall into a hot potato. And after 2 weeks, they come and are begging for just fucking. It's just hurtful and it destroys me. We've all been there. I'm trying to think of how did I cope with it. Ask for some coins. Coins make you feel better. That's just my experience. If I'm hooking up with dudes and I got paid, I don't feel bad because I got some bills paid. The worst feelings was when I wasn't paid and I would just have a wet ass. All I got to show for this time that I spent with this nigga was a wet ass. That's when I felt bad. But when I had some bill money and some rent money and some bills paid, I'm like, bitch, I got something out of it. It's when I didn't get anything out of it, man. That's when I felt like I was being played. Like, cause you couldn't game me. Like, niggas couldn't game me. I was a smart girl. So you couldn't sell me a dream and I buy it. Nah, that ain't. Anybody who know me, niggas that I was in relationship with, they gave me some coins. They was living with me. They was, you dating me, you got to bring something to my table. It ain't gonna just be, oh, you jumping in and out my asshole and I ain't getting nothing. Even when I was younger. No, I'm getting something out of the situation more than just the dream you selling. No, sorry. That just wasn't the tea for me. But to that hurtful feeling, to minimize that hurtful feeling, for me, it was getting paid. It was, and beforehand, and I'm not talking about client, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a client. Like, it doesn't need to be a oh, my hourly rate is. I'm talking about when I'm dating someone, before I'm giving you some ass, you have done multiple things to deserve me getting you some ass. It could range multiple things, not just one thing. It could range from you directly giving me money, or it could range from, nigga, you brought your truck over here for me to move my furniture into this new apartment. you every time I go to need a ride from the airport, I get a ride from the airport from you 5-6 times. Every time I need to go to the grocery store, you come through and wear it out. You come fix my computer. Multiple things. I'm not fucking niggas for you fixing my computer, that one thing. But I'm talking about, we've gotten to know each other and you've done multiple things, because my love language is acts of service. You got to come do multiple services for me to feel like, oh, you earned some ass for me. That's how my mind works. It's not just like, when I was younger, this is not how I was when I was younger. I'm talking as a grown woman. When I was younger, men validated my womanhood. So if he was hot and sexy, I'd be sucking that dick in the bathroom, sucking that dick in the alley, bringing him to the house, bending over, trying to feel like a woman. So that I'm keeping it gutter. That was me when I was younger. It was validation. It was about, ooh, can I turn this nigga out? Oh, he said he would never do it. Oh, yeah, right. Now I got you in here. Now I got you caught up and you're doing it. You said you wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? It used to be about conquering. It used to be about those type of things. You feel what I'm saying? It used to be about them. It used to be about having something to prove. It used to be about all that stuff. But as I became grown, you grow out of that. Once it used to be, it was a time when, because I was a trans woman, I thought certain dudes were out of my league. But when you grow the fuck up and you realize, girl, you pulling dime pieces. When your life says, bitch, you pulling dimes. You ain't just pulling raggedy ass bums who just so happen to take because you a trans woman. No, my high school boyfriend was the captain of the football team. The college nigga that I was fucking with, who I was so intimidated by, was the top 3 nigga in the school. I started pulling niggas that I thought that were out of my league. I started pulling dudes that I thought, and then Escorting didn't make it no better, because Escorting was like, these niggas is coming spending 10 G's on you, coming spending 5 G's on you, coming spend $1,000 flying you out for a week. And so it's impossible for me to have low self-esteem when it comes to my looks, when it comes to being a trans woman, when they were literally doing these things that were affirming that other bitches wasn't getting. And so for me, as a grown woman, I stopped needing that kind of validation. And so once I stopped needing it, child, you got to bring something to the table other than a big dick and a pretty face, body, all that kind. You got to bring more to the table. And so what made me feel okay is I started having sex for me. When I hook up with a dude, it's because I want your dick. I want a nut. It's not because I want to make you nut. It's not because I want to turn you out. It's not because I want to have you on my record. It's because I want to hook up with you because I'm horny. Because I'm horny. Once you're doing it for you, then you don't feel bad no more because you're getting what you want. And when you're doing it for you, also, this is a key that Todd just said. The terms and negotiation in sex is about what you want. So it used to be I was being used. So I wouldn't get a nut. I wouldn't be getting pleased in the ways that I like to be getting pleased. It was just getting them off. I remember fucking with this dude. I whole open, wore out. He done beat my case in, and he spent the night. He spent the night, but he got up and left. I gotta jack off when he gone. What? I literally sat there like, what? It was like, what is happening here? And so it got to a point where I no longer was doing that. If you don't do my extras, if you don't do what I like to do in sexual, I'm not having sex with you. Period, point blank. And so, yeah, it started to change. And so I stopped feeling things like that. You've got to get something. You're doing all the things and the things, a multitude of things. Exactly. Get something. Did you have another hookup with boy from back in high school besides the stories that we know? I don't know what I have talked about. I have re-hooked up with people. Me and Lawrence from the video with Meeting the Man of My Dreams, we reconnected. I haven't really talked about that, so that would be an interesting story. Me and my high school Trey, Eric, we are friends on Facebook, but we don't talk. Me and Gerald has blocked each other. He's from back in the day, and he doesn't understand that I'm grown. And the stuff that he could do when I was 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, he learned that he couldn't do it. But he couldn't. I didn't have the same mentality as a child that I have now as a woman. And so he thought that he could manipulate me, and it just wasn't happening. Yes, that's who I'm talking about, Amo. We reconnected years later, probably in 2015, 16. We reconnected. I might tell that story. It's not exciting, but it's not bad. Who else? Yeah, we reconnected. We reconnected on a dating site. And I didn't realize it was him, and he didn't realize it was me. And we met. And I'll leave it at that until I tell the story. Yeah, so interesting. He's married to a white woman now. Did you hear about the ugly soldier? No, I haven't. Oh, I did hear from him again. Yes, I heard from him again. He hit me up on a whole ad. He hit me up on a whole ad. He saw an ad and then hit me up and text me. That's how long ago it was. Since we're on the topic of sex, would you feel comfortable dating a pansexual or a bisexual man? Um, yeah. I'm into monogamy. I'm not into polyamory. Um, Currently, I've been exploring the idea of how the dynamics of that could work. But right now, who I am now, I'm into monogamy. So I wouldn't care about a dude's past, but I wouldn't want to date somebody who is trying to have sex with other people. That's not where I'm at. I'm exploring those ideas of how the dynamics could be that could possibly work for me. But how I am right now in this moment, it couldn't work for me. So I wouldn't care about somebody's past. But I also have learned a lesson of I don't ask dudes past. Like I don't ask it because it's either going to trigger some insecurities in me or it's going to trigger some judgments of them in me. So I don't ask. Like I don't ask, "Ooh, what trans woman have how many trans women?" Because if you tell me the answer and who it is, especially if they're close to me, it's going to make the situation bad. Because I'm going to judge you wrong. I'm going to think you're a tranny chaser. So I don't ask anymore. You know, I don't ask anymore. I just let them be who they are. Yeah. And so somebody I'm hooking up with, you know, I'm gonna be using protection anyway. So yeah, I don't really ask. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. So we've been on here. What else y'all want to talk about? Because we've been on here an hour and a half. Almost. So I got about, a couple minutes. What y'all want me to talk about Friday? If I find out after the fact from another source, um, I've been in that situation. It's just not my business. Like I've been in that situation, and I just played it um, like it wasn't my business. I was like, he didn't lie. Now, if he was lying to me, then that the lie is the problem. Like if I don't ask if he's been with people, and he says, "Oh, I've never been with a trans woman at all," I don't ever believe that. But I'm saying he's like says he tells me he's been with one, and then I find out he been with somebody else. The lie is the problem. I don't like you to lie. Like if you just want to tell me and it just comes out, then great. But any kind of lies, I don't like that. And so I've been in a situation where a dude was lying about that. No, it doesn't. Because it's the um because I've worked on that. Does that make sense? Like I've worked on I feel like that's a part of my internalized transphobia because I don't react the same way with cisgender women. So to me judging him just on trans women, that's my internalized transphobia to me. And so he could tell me a million cisgender girls, and that's not gonna trigger my cis is anything, insecurity, nothing. But just because I know it's trans women, that's internal for me. So that's not his problem. That's something that I got to work on. Not right now because I've worked on it. I'm not triggered by that now. But yeah, that's happened to me before, and it didn't become a problem. Watch the banker. For Friday, please. The new stories from the men, from the old stories, the woman dress. It's really no story with the I'll do the Lawrence one. But the woman dress one, I don't. We talked once in an ad, and it was really brief. Thank you. I have internalized dysphoria when it comes to other trans women. Something I have to work on. Good. I appreciate your input. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's just something that I had to unpack. Cause like, why are you tripping about him being with tr- other trans women, but not tripping about him being with other cis women, like being with cis women? And then me being an escort, a past escort, he's gonna run across dudes that I may have hooked up with. And if he's looking past that with me, why am I not looking past that with him? Like I've unpacked all of that and taught and worked that out through my so at the stage that I am now, um, yeah, I don't really be tripping. It's all about openness and not lying and being upfront and being honest about it and them having have they unpacked their bullshit? Like, are you treating me like an object? Are you objectifying me? Is this a fetish for you? Like, if they unpack that and we can have deep conversations about transness, that's how I get past it. For me, having those conversations with them and having them be honest and open, and we discuss the intricacy of a relationship like that. Mm, no, no, no. I'm not about the Yeah, I could think you can compare the fetishizing me. I'm talking about me tripping about trans women and not cis women. I think you can compare the fetishism, but I'm talking about why am I so why do I have a problem with him dating other trans girls, but I'm not tripping about all the cisgender women? Why do I need to be the only trans girl? That's what I used to think. Like that's what I had to work through. Why do I have this fetish for being the only trans girl that you fuck with? Or for me it was about, oh, you a tranny chaser. Oh no. It was a prestige that I needed to have. I needed you to not be with everybody. And that's still in me, but I have a little bit more leeway. Like I used to didn't want to like dudes, like Ty tell you, dudes that I fuck with, they weren't from my city. Dudes that were in my life as my boyfriends, they weren't in my city. They hadn't been ran through all the girls in my city. Now I don't know what they was doing in their other city. But in my city, dudes that I fucked with, that I was in relationships with, they didn't know them. So nobody could say, "Oh, I had your man." That was uncomfortable for me. And it's a self-esteem thing. It's a internalized transphobia thing. Because I was if a dude was being ran through like that, I'll be like, "Oh, you a faggot. Oh, you gay." And it was yeah, that was an internalized transphobic, homophobic thing. To me, that's what I associate it with. You feel what I'm saying? Does that make sense? But that was my mindset in my late 20s. Yeah, I think there are some women who don't dwell in their transness. So yeah, I'm not one of them people. I feel like that's kind of delusional, but I get it. Some trans women feel like their transness is a defect, and once they get their body where they want to be, they have fixed a defect and they're cisgendered in their minds. And so I'm not one of them people. I feel like I'm a trans woman and I'm gonna be a trans woman until I die, no matter what surgeries I get. So yeah, there are some women that don't dwell in transness like that, and I'm one of them that dwells in my trans. I'm really seated heavily in my transness. I know I'm a trans woman, and that's okay with me. And so I navigate the world in that space. So I totally get. Yeah, there's a lot of women who don't are not seated in transness like that. Fetishize me, but be totally into what I'm about. Men fetishize women, period. I'm a woman. If you are into it, you're into it. Yeah, or whatever, I'm that. Um, it becomes an issue with me when they are into femme gays. Now that's a chaser. That's, yeah. Um, but even that is for me, is that just my insecurity? You know, if they're associating me with gay men, femme gay men, and I'm just a deeper version into that femininity, should that trigger insecurities in me? When I was younger, yes. I don't know if it'll trigger me now. So live. I am completely sound in who I am, and got me emotionally in self assurance and security. Yeah, I think once you get to that point, hey Tamika, I think once you get to that point, I think that's where I'm at now. I really could care less what you have done in the past. I could care less what other things you have explored. I used to care a lot. I used to care a lot. I really used to care a lot. Yeah. I used to care a lot if you mess with gay boys. I used to care a lot if you mess with a lot of trans women. I used to care a lot if you mess with a unpassable trans woman. I used to care a lot about that shit. Now, not so much. I don't really care. I'm more into how are you treating me? How are you engaging with me? How are you showing up for me? That's where it is for me now. You know? Yeah. I used to Tamika, I used to feel that way. I think it's only if they only fuck with cis women that makes us more of a woman because we beat other girls in his eyes, I think. Yes, I would. That is a AZ. That was my old mindset. It used to, because I was in that. I want to be validated. I want to be, if cis women was the pinnacle. So if I could get with a dude who only messed with cis women, I'm in there. I'm the special trans woman. I'm the exceptional Negro. It's almost like, I guess, when Kitten compared it to blackness, it's almost like being the exceptional Negro. Like when you talk about white supremacy and how it's like finding validation in a white person saying, "Ah, you're black, but you're not regular black. You know you have some intelligence. You're not like those other kind of black people." If I was a person who let white people say that to me, and I'm excited about it, and I think that's a compliment. You feel what I'm saying? That would be problematic to me as a pro-black person. A white motherfucker's not gonna say that to me, and I not be offended. Do you see what I'm saying? You not gonna say that, but that's how I used to let cisgender dudes be. Oh, you special. You look just like a woman. I can mess with you because you're not like them other girls. You special. And it used to feed into my ego and feed into my validation. And I'd be like, yeah, she's a brick. Uh-huh. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he don't fuck with bricks. He fucks with, honey, me. it used to give you that feeling, but then there were dudes who that was real, and then there was the dudes who they really just selling you that they'll fuck with anybody, but they know they're feeding into your ego. But then there's some dudes who do have a particular taste, who are a connoisseur, who they like a particular taste of trans woman. And it goes both ends. It's some that they like a little masculine. They like the masculine side because they feel like, oh, you too feminine. I know that dick is gonna work when they masculine. And then you got some that you gotta have everything going on. Not the next week you see him in drag. I would read if they say you look like a woman. Yeah, that can be, but when you're younger, you don't know the language. Like when I was younger, I didn't know the nuance of language. That used to just be a compliment. When I was younger, I used to didn't think of it like that. I would read now, but when I was younger, you saying anything that was a resemblance of a woman to me, it used to be, oh, thank you. Oh my God. It used to be like, yes, thank you so much. I too look like a woman. It used to be that. I would turn into a Southern Belle, honey. Do you think trans attracted men are a little, dare I say, gay? I don't think they're gay. I think they could. I wouldn't be. We talk. We talk about this on the show this week. It's funny that you asked me that. On Marsha's Plate, the episode is coming out Thursday. We talk about that, exploring that. It's difficult. Labels don't matter. And I'm not invested. And that's another thing that happened when I got older. I stopped being invested in labels. Like if he's saying he bi, I wasn't offended by it. Gay, I'm not so much. I don't think they're gay. Gay means you're attracted to men if you're a man. And being attracted to me, I'm a woman, so but I do have male parts. So if you're engaging with my male parts, there's some queer sex going on. There's some queerness in the sex that we're having. So that's when it gets a little nuanced. But I don't ask those questions no more. I don't ask the question, so do you think you're gay? Or engage? Like dudes asking me, is it gay if I'm attracted to you? I don't even entertain those questions. You tell me, nigga. I let people identify themselves. So what do you identify? Do you think you can? So I don't engage in them questions. I can't stand trans attracted men who think less of your womanhood just because you only have hormone breasts if implants magically make you a woman. Yo, Ari, I think we perpetuate that. Just keeping it real. I think we perpetuate that. I think that even to some of us, if you ain't got titties yet, you're not a woman. If you're not passable yet, you're not a woman. If you're not living full time yet, you're not a woman. You see what I'm saying? That's shit that's a standard that we set up for some of the girls. If you're a sex change, if you ain't got no pussy yet, you're not a woman. We all have these levels of what a woman is. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, I do feel like that. I think trans women feed into that ideology as well. And we gotta, it's not just men. We do that too. You feel what I'm saying? I hope you get that. It may feel worse coming from a man because you want him and he's basically critiquing you and manipulating you and poking at your self-esteem if you're not at that level. But we do it to each other. We set that standard before we even start getting with men. I know when I was younger, if you didn't have no titties, when I was younger, if you weren't full time, you ain't no real trans woman. If you ain't got no titties, you ain't no. If you could easily go back to being a boy, you ain't no woman. Now I don't feel that way now, but when I was younger, baby, I was hell on wheels, and that's what I thought. Super guilty. Do you think there's certain type of guys who will only be with trans women if they have SRS? Yes, absolutely. I've met them. Yes. I also, now that I'm exploring dating trans men, that's also I have rules and standard for them, which is kind of unfair and transphobic. Like they have to be on hormones. They can't have that feminine lesbian voice. They can't. If you still giving me stud, I'm like, that ain't really my stilo. It's something that I have to unpack when I'm dating and exploring with them. Because I like trans men that are passable, and so if they're not giving me passability, I'm like, no, thank you. So I even, that's something that I got to unpack with them. Sometimes having SRS, yeah, some men they want you to, which kind of makes sense to me. Like if you, I don't want to be disrespectful. Never mind. I mean, what's the point? I just be with a cis woman. Does Z pass? Yes, Z passes. Yeah, Z is too pretty. He's too pretty of a boy. He passes as a boy, but he's not my type. Like Z, that's me. Z is Mia's type. Like who the type of cisgender men date, Mia dates, Z fits it perfectly. That bitch lucked up because she loves those mixy high yellow wavy hair boys. That is her favorite. So her meeting Z was perfect for her. But yes, he does pass. Yeah, I can't do it. Yeah, I need masculinity. Well, if you're attracted to men, you may like manly men. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm not. If anybody who knows me knows, I don't date pretty boys. I need you to look. Um, I need rough and tumble. I need beady beads. I don't need no waves. But that also is problematic too. Not problematic, but that's rooted in some problematic shit when it comes to what I think is masculine and what I think is feminine. It's rooted as I know it is. I can't say that I'm working to undo it, but I think of dark skin, nappy head, tall. I think of all of that being masculine. And so in men, not in women. In men, so I have a problem with light skinned men thinking that they're weaker than what I should think. That's, you know, it's a problem. Does it make sense? But yeah, I think that's rooted in problematic stuff. So, but that's my usually, I don't, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain that. Yeah, I think, when I see dark skinned dudes, I feel like, oh, that's a stallion, baby. When I see light skinned niggas, oh, you a pretty boy. If a light skinned dude that has a roughness about him and that's masculine in other ways, I can play with. But it's just how it is. Just how my mind works when it comes to like you got all curly hair and no, thank you. Yeah, no, thank you. I'll pass. But yeah, Mia has always liked that pretty light skin. Me and Mia dated this same guy. His name is Carlos. And Carlos, he was just somebody I was hooking up with, but Mia booed him up. And I was like, ugh, Mia, he was giving me Butch Queen child. But he didn't act like a Butch Queen, but he had all these waves and the lining was all perfect. Everything that I think about with Butch Queens. Problematic, but that's what I think. He's light skinned and he like mixed with like black and Mexican or something. And he just so pretty. I was like, child, that is a Butch Queen girl. Yeah. And so, but I had to do that unpacking for me. You see what I'm saying, Ari? I had to do because usually that problematic nature would make people go to because of how they thought about light skin, dark skin. It make people go to light skin, but it did the opposite for me because as a trans woman, I'm looking for something that's opposite me that I deem masculine to validate my womanhood. So when me liking dark skinned men in that way for those problematic reasons, nobody called me out on it because I was liking dark skin, the marginalized thing. Nobody questioned the root of them. I had to unpack that myself. Nobody, because I was going to the instead of the colorism making me like prefer light skinned men, because the colorism made me prefer dark skinned men because it was based in gender. Do you see what I'm saying? It wasn't based in race. It wasn't based in, oh, I think light skin is better. It was, I think dark skin is more masculine. Do you feel dark skin treats you better? I used to think that, but no. Because I had some trash relationships. I used to think that. I used to think there is a level of, as a light skinned woman, there is a level of colorism that I hear and I feel, and niggas say rude shit about dark skinned girls to me to try to make in my younger years. Now, as a grown woman, you can't say stuff like that to me without me not calling you out. But in my younger years, I would hear dudes say, "Oh, I don't fuck with dark skinned girls. I fuck with red bones." And yeah, you so motherfucking fine. That's all I fuck with is red chicks. You so fine because you red. I like your skin complexion, baby. And blah blah blah. That kind of stuff. When I was younger, it used to be like, "Oh, thank you." It wouldn't be me thinking I'm better than dark skinned girls. It would just be me. Oh, he's just giving me my life. Do you see what I'm saying? But now that I'm a woke black woman, now that I'm older and I know what that's rooted in, I call it out. Like niggas can't come to me like that because I'm gonna think you a bum ass nigga. Yeah, and then I had trashes, and they also can use that as a disadvantage. Crazy thing is, I prefer light skin, but I always end up dating dark skinned men as a light skinned woman myself. They just tend to gravitate towards me. Yeah, that's normal. Like my grandmother was light skinned, so she was with a dark skinned dude. My a great aunt, my aunt was all the light skinned women in my family was with dark skinned men, and all the dark skinned women was with light skinned men. That's just how the cookie crumbled. That's just what it was. But yeah, I didn't. They didn't treat me better. They was. It actually would be something that they would. It would become a source of their insecurity, and those stereotypes about light skinned girls could turn around and bite you in the ass. Oh, you think you all that? Oh, you stuck up. Yeah, I should never fuck with you because you always thought you was all that. It'll turn around and bite you in your ass. That same shit that they use to try to pull you. Mm. But all right, y'all. Yeah, I don't like that. Don't put other people down. And that's men too. That's men too. Like if you get to start dogging other men just to try to pull me, no, no, thank you. Bye, Cammy. Thank you for the donation. I really appreciate you. Yeah, the show is. We just recorded yesterday. The show is going to be out on Thursday. So if you haven't listened to the podcast, make sure y'all go check it out. And if you're watching, thumbs up right now. Make sure y'all thumbs up. And share if y'all want to share it. I know it's long, about 2 hours. But thumbs up if you're listening, and thank you for participating. I love doing this with y'all. It's exciting. So yeah, I will see y'all Friday between 7 and 8. Hey, Karima. Bye, y'all.